Once upon a time, in a quiet forest in Sweden, there was a little pine tree. He was small, he was soft, and his branches were full of tiny green needles. But the little pine tree was not happy. He looked at the tall oak tree beside him. "Oh," he said softly, "the oak tree has such big, wide leaves. I wish I had leaves like that, big, golden leaves." The wind listened. The wind was kind. And the next morning, the little pine tree woke up. He had leaves, big, shiny, golden leaves. He was so happy. But then, the deer walked by. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The deer ate his beautiful leaves, one by one, all of them. He felt cold. He felt sad. "I should not have made that wish," he whispered quietly. The next morning, the little pine tree made a new wish. "I wish I had glass leaves so beautiful, so shiny. No one can eat glass." The wind listened again, and the little pine tree woke up with sparkling glass leaves. They shimmered. They glittered like tiny stars on every branch. But then, a snowstorm came. The wind blew, the snow fell, and all the glass leaves, crack, they broke every single one. The little pine tree cried a little. He stood alone in the cold forest. Then he made one more wish. "I wish I had silver needles. Silver is strong, silver is beautiful." And when he woke up, oh, his branches were full of silver needles. They sparkled in the moonlight. But then a man with a big bag came through the forest. He saw the silver needles, his eyes grew wide. He took every single one and walked away. The little pine tree stood alone again. No leaves, no glass, no silver, just bare branches in the quiet, dark forest. He looked up at the sky. The stars were blinking softly, and he understood something deep in his small heart.
The little pine tree was quiet for a long, long time. He did not make any more wishes. He just stood in the cold night and thought. Then, very gently he whispered to the wind, "Please, bring back my little green needles. I miss them. They were mine. They were enough." The wind smiled, and in the morning, the little green needles came back. Soft, tiny green, all his own. A small bird flew down and sat on his branch. "Hello, little pine tree," the bird chirped. "Your needles are so soft. They are the best branches in the whole forest." The pine tree felt something warm inside his chest. He had never felt that before. A family of rabbits came and sat under him. "Your branches keep us safe from the snow," the mother rabbit said softly. "Thank you, little pine tree." And then snowflakes began to fall, tiny white snowflakes, landing gently on his green needles. They sparkled like diamonds, more beautiful than gold, more beautiful than glass, more beautiful than silver. The little pine tree smiled. He had everything he needed. He had always had everything he needed. The pine tree closed his eyes, feeling warm and safe. Tonight, our little pine tree learned a beautiful lesson. What we already have is enough. Our very own gifts are always the most precious. When we stop and say thank you for what we have, our hearts feel peaceful and our dreams become sweet. My little friends, just like the little pine tree, it is time to close your eyes. Wrap yourself in your cozy blanket. Listen to the soft snowflakes falling outside, and drift into your sweetest dreams. To listen to more magical stories every night, please follow the FIIC Smart Baby channel. Shh. Good night, little forest. Sleep, 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 sleep.